Bonjour, everyone. Hi, this is Neshi Lokotz. Welcome to Communications from Home, right here on Facebook at our main fan page at Star Nations. And tonight is Tuesday, May 14th. I had to look at the calendar. You'd think I'd remember that. I had an earlier show. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Tuesday night here in Toma, Wisconsin, where I live and broadcast from. It's gorgeous out. It's about 69 degrees and the sun's out and starting to set. It's gorgeous. And it's so bright out though with the setting sun. I had to draw the blinds so that it's not blinding me because I sit facing west. So welcome. Before we get going too much further down the road, what I'd like to do is to share and like the live stream so that those who would like to join us, they can be reminded, right? There we go. So I'm going to find our show on my phone, Facebook. And I want to like and share it. And I invite you to do the same, even if you share it to just one friend or somebody that you know that would be interested in the information. That would be nice. I kind of call it like light worker or energy worker civic duty. Whenever we find a video or a post or a live stream that we find helpful and maybe even insightful, that we share it because it's so much easier for other souls then to find the information, right? And so it's an easy thing to do too, right? I'm just going to share it over to my newsfeed because I see that our social media manager, Stephanie Williams, is in the house and she's doing posts, and she usually does the posts to the other groups and pages. So I'm just going to send it over to my timeline and to let my friends know that I'm live streaming. And then to please join us. There we go. There. See, I have all these quick keys now, so it doesn't take very long at all. And I want to make sure my sound is turned down on my phone so it doesn't get all squelchy. Because sometimes I have to monitor the comments that are coming in. Because on a rare occasion, I don't know if it's Facebook or if it's our third-party app, our partners at BeLive TV, sometimes the messages, it's almost like they're in a catch somewhere, and then they let them out, and they all populate at the same time. So, speaking of our partners at BeLive TV, we've been with them now. It's going to be 2 years in September, and it's been fun working with them. Now, I haven't, there are glitches every once in a while. It's technology, by the way, but we get to do really cool things like where my name is showing up here, and how I can show comments coming from our audience, right, from the live chat. For instance, here's Rob. Hello, Rob. Good to have you here. He says, I tell all my friends that whatever they do, don't watch this live stream. Really? Aw. Yeah, they never do what they're told, huh? So you tell them the opposite. So you're being Heyoka is what you're doing tonight, right? Yeah. And we can do things like this and show you the promotion that we did for the show. And so using our partners, working together with BeLive, we get to do some really nice things with our shows. Yeah. All right, so tonight's show at Communications from Home is all about the May issue of Star Nations magazine. We just published on the 10th. We publish on the 10th every month, and the show following that publication is when I share with you the backstories and the highlights from that issue, because there's always stories, right? There's always stories, and this issue is no different at all. I have to say that this one was a little bit easier because we weren't really working in Mercury retrograde this time around. Last month we were working with technology and communication through Mercury retrograde, and we made it through pretty good. There were a couple of days though. It's like asking Mercury to literally come in to help clear, smooth the way, open up the lines of communication, kind of thing. Because I think my internet was down for like a half a day, if I remember right, in the last issue. So in this issue, that wasn't the case at all. It actually went pretty smoothly from that point of view, from that standpoint. There were other things that were going on. Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've had a couple of our contributing writers and live stream show hosts that haven't been feeling well, or that they've been, dealing with family issues, elder parents issues, and that has kind of, asking for either extensions to the due date, or saying I really can't even fit it in because I'm barely sleeping. And we work as a team together, right? We work as a team. And so helping them out. So, for instance, for communicating with sacred animals, Leslie Serenessi's column. Leslie's been helping her mom and her father-in-law. And she's also had some family deaths. Some people in her family have walked on. A couple of them all within the same month, basically. And so, she was just, she just needed a helping hand. And so I said, don't worry about it, right? We're going to give you a break. You don't have to do an article this month. I will make sure that your column has something in it from you. And so what we did was we used an interview that I did with Leslie it must have been, I think it was in September or October. Maybe it was November. Yeah, it was in November. Because we had just gotten our puppy George in September. And and so she did on live stream communication with George. And so that's what we shared. Why? Because it's some good information in there, for one thing, and to watch a animal communicator working live, right? That it's just not a story, that we were actually watching her and how she was bringing information from George to us. Yeah, so we did that. And Polly Jo, that Polly Jo, her column is Chakra Sessions, and Polly Jo had not been feeling well and needed a break, right? And so I was working with her assistant, Christina, and Christina has been transcribing Polly Jo's Chakra Sessions live stream shows, and so with practice, it was something to practice with, because we've never done it before. We between Christina and I, we took the transcript and we did a bunch of editing, and because we had to get it under the word count too, because the top range, the maximum word count for the monthly articles is 1,200 words, and so we had to get it underneath that. And so Christina is she is a sweetheart. Let me tell you, she really, really worked hard on that article to get it under the 1,200. And between the two of us doing the editing, it worked really well. And then I included the actual live stream, so that if somebody wanted to actually do the meditation that goes along with the information that Polly Jo shared, they could do that. So that worked out really good. It really did. So that backstory on that is we here at Star Nations, we really do work as a team. We are soul family, right? We're a soul family. We're a soul group. And so, and even with the live stream shows, we help each other all the time, all the time. I produce several shows because the host, sometimes what they're doing is they're channeling. And so it's kind of hard for them to do left brain work when they're doing right brain work. And so I end up producing a few of the shows. And other times, sometimes somebody's internet is unavailable to them and they need to set up their live stream show. And so they'll contact me and I can schedule their show for them. Like I'm going to be doing that for Julie Hedges this week. And so we work as a team. That's the backstory to that. And a lot of that you guys don't get to see because it's in the background. We're like ducks on water when they're treading water. You don't see them moving at all, right? They can stay in one spot, but their feet are moving constantly. And so that's a good analogy, I think. And for this particular issue, we've got some really good articles in there. I'm going to share a few of them with you. They're all the ones that appear on the cover. And Rob is saying Mercury retrograde doesn't scare me. When Mars starts jumping up and down, I get nervous. Or when they're what is that called? Conjunct? Yeah, I don't know. That's astrology. That's Julie Hedges bailiwick, right? All right, so I'm going to show you the cover of this month's issue. And it was one of the topics was about the moon. We had topics about the moon that our contributing writers could write about. We also had Bieltana. We also had Memorial Day, right? And Spiritual Teacher and Mother's Day. And there's one more that I can't remember. Yeah. I'm looking at the titles. See, I don't remember the other one. Oh, well, it'll come to me, I'm sure, before the end of the show, right? Or at least at 2 o'clock this morning. Tomorrow morning, it'll come to me. But, even with the cover, on the cover, there's a lot of pictures out there about the moon, right? But I wanted one that really kind of stood out and was actually kind of truly about nature, right? Because you could get, I did look at some images that had more what they call vector. They're almost taking like a real picture and then enhancing it, and it doesn't look quite. It looks good, but it's not. It's taking different components and putting them together. Yeah, but I really liked this picture for the cover with the rising moon, and that it was a pink moon, right? Do you remember that full moon, the pink full moon? Yeah. And it kind of reminds me of a Wisconsin landscape in a way, because we have up here in the north, we have a lot of really tall pines and white pines usually. Yeah, and so that kind of reminds me of Wisconsin in a way. There we go. Yeah, and so here we go. Let's talk a little bit about the articles. This happens to be the featured article, and the featured article was written by Julie Hedges. And Julie Hedges, the title of it is "The Many Faces of the Great Mother Moon." Okay, and let me give that a solo so you can really take a look at it, because this is a really beautiful picture of the moon as well. So Julie's article is about the moon and how it's our inspiration for love and lore, she says. She says that she's sharing with us how the qualities and the energy of the moon affect us, and that the moon marks the perceptible and unconscious changes of mood throughout the month. And she talks about our connection and interaction with the moon. Right? And yeah, so there's many different ways that we describe the moon, right? And the names that we give the moon. As you noticed in her title, it was Grandmother Moon, and that does come from an indigenous belief. And there are some indigenous people that refer to the moon as grandmother. There's others that refer to her as sister um, or mother moon. Yeah. But and she talks about how the moon is also a divine feminine, and but how it affects all of us in ways that we might not even be aware of. Yeah. So it's a really, really good article. And if you are interested in just, metaphysical information about the moon, this is really good article about it. Julie Hedges. She is the show host for the live stream show, The Tarot Journey. She's also one of our authors. In fact, she was the very first published author that we did. Is that 3 years ago? 2 years ago? 3 years ago. 3 years ago. And the name of her book is The Tarot Journey, Volume 1. And she's also one of our live stream show hosts. With the name of her show is The Tarot Journey. The column that she writes for our magazine is called The Tarot Journey to the Stars. And so she also brings in the astrology piece into her monthly articles. Yeah, they're really good. All right, so next up. I love this picture. All right, so this is the column is called Angel Therapy, and the person who writes for us for it is Maureen Mann. And Maureen wrote to this article about Archangel Nathaniel, and the title of it is Living Your Life Purpose with Archangel Nathaniel. Maureen shares her understanding and connection with Archangel Nathaniel and how he works with us. He works with us instantaneously, yay, delivering a message that demonstrate his intimate knowledge of us. So he's known us for a long time, and what we need to live our divine life purpose, what we have to do that, right? And if you've been searching, wondering, what is my life purpose? What am I supposed to be here doing? I don't feel like I'm doing my work, right? You can call on Archangel Nathaniel. And in Maureen's in her article, and this is her standard monthly column, she gives us insight to Archangel Nathaniel, but she also gives us a way to connect with him, to contact him. Yeah, and finding this picture, and let me tell you, I was looking high and low for photos that we could legally use, because there's copyright issues, right? And so I was looking high and low for a picture that was actually a depiction of Archangel Michael that we could use, or that there was something similar or spoke Archangel Nathaniel, right? Yeah, I went through a lot of pictures. And this one kind of jumped out at me. It jumped out at me, and it's so engaging. I just love this picture. Because many times we give the angels human qualities in what we think they might look like, right? And with this picture, it shows us that they're really spirit. And yeah, I like it a lot. So Maureen, yeah, see, she writes for us. She's a contributing writer, but she's also one of our live stream show hosts. And the name of her show is Angel Therapy. And she, in her last show, she did talk about Archangel Nathaniel in a little deeper and another perspective of him and how he assists us in finding our soul purpose, right? Working it. So if you want to catch her recording, it's from last week. What was the date on that? I don't know if Stephanie's still in the house or not. Let's see. Today is the 14th. And so that would have been May 9th, her May 9th show, Angel Therapy. And she expands on the topic of Archangel Nathaniel. Yay. Yeah. And next up, this is an article by Sharon Rosenblum, and Sharon writes under her column, and the column name is Nourishing Body and Soul, and all of her articles do just that, because she informs us about one of the topics, because I offer anywhere between 4 to 6 topics within each magazine for the contributing writers to select from. And this time around, Sharon chose Memorial Day memories. So one of the topics was Memorial Day. And each one of her articles, she shares information about the topic, but she also shares a recipe. And many times those recipes are, she includes how to convert it to gluten-free or something like that. So she adds that in there, right? Yeah. For this month, she shared with us about a Memorial Day memory that she cherishes, and how that particular holiday actually touches us spiritually, right? And so she shares with us about the different aspects of this U.S. holiday, because basically that's what it is. Nobody else in the world celebrates this particular holiday at that time. And she explains that the memories of the past Memorial Day celebrations can affect our spiritual growth, because those memories bring up both positive and negative sometimes, right? And so she shares with us about how we can use that as a way to be able to identify what we need to heal, which is great, I think. And so she helps us to begin our own Memorial Day celebration memories with our families. And she shares with us her grandmother's potato salad recipe. And I hope when you take a look at it that you'll want to give it a try, because Paul and I both said that. My husband, Paul, is one of the Finnish editors, I'll call him that. The final PDF that we have for the magazine is gone through one more time with somebody with fresh eyes, hasn't seen an article, hasn't seen anything about the magazine issue, so that they can look at it and catch those things that for those of us who've been looking at it for weeks, because after a while you don't see it. You don't see the forest for the trees. And so Paul is one of those people that takes a look at the nearly finished final PDF, so that we can catch those errors. And so anyway, he was reading the recipe and he says, we got to try this. And I just love that picture too. Here, I'm going to give it a solo so you can really look at it. Yeah. Sharon took that picture. That sunrise on Lake Michigan. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous. So she has an interest in photography as well. Sharon does quite a bit for Star Nations. When I say contributing, she really, really does. She is a contributing writer, right? But she's also an editor. And so she edits. She has a working relationship with several of the contributing writers, and she edits their articles for each issue. She also edits any of the books that Star Nation Publishing publishes. She's been my editor for a really long time. 5 years, maybe 5 years with the magazine, and a couple years before that. Yeah, and so she has a lot of interests, a lot of interests. She's also a bead maker. She makes glass beads. We should get her to do an article just about that alone. And beautiful artwork that she does with those beads. And so Sharon is somebody who really puts her whole heart and soul into Star Nations and into her articles. And I hope you enjoy this one this month. Right? Oh, see, there you go, Stephanie. Thank you so much. She has the YouTube link to Maureen's last show if you want to watch it. Lots of good energy and information around Archangel Nathaniel. Really good. Thank you, Stephanie, for doing that. And look who else is in the house. Julie Hedges. Yay. Good to have you here, Julie. And stay as long as you can since your connection is a bit shaky. All right. So next up, Julie, you missed it. I did your featured article first. Here, I can at least show you the picture. Here, wait, let me back up. There we go. See, I did your featured article first and talked about your article and all the other stuff that you do for Star Nations. Yeah. All right. So next up, this is the Mystery School column written by Orchun Franklin. And Orchun Franklin is one of our elders here at Star Nations. And she, oh my gosh, she is a fountain of information when it comes to Egyptian Mystery School. Right? Yeah, exactly. And what she wrote about this month, in her article, which is, let me get the title. It's a little small for me to read, so I have to look at my notes here. Celebration of the Divine Feminine. Celebration of the Divine Feminine. It's all about Mother's Day and how Mother's Day is recognized from different perspectives all around the world. And it's a celebration article honoring all the mothers that loved, nurtured, and protected us, right? And it's thought to be fairly new celebration, Mother's Day, but it's not. It's not. It's been celebrated for thousands of years. And so Orchun, what she does is she blends the ancient sacred feminine knowledge with the modern day knowledge and how we honor the divine feminine in her article. It's a fabulous article. And, finding this picture, I wanted to find a picture that spoke to the different perspectives, right? Because she talks about, of course, the U.S. perspective and a couple of different ways of looking at that here in our culture. But she also talked about Egyptian culture and the ancient ones. And so I think this picture with a mom with her baby out there in the middle of nature, right? With that, I don't know, it's a setting sun or a rising sun, I'm not sure. But yeah, I think that picture really supports her article. Orchun has been writing for us for 5 years, and she's got a lot of good information out there, 5 years worth. And we are actually pulling together much of her work, looking for the theme, and we're using the theme about the Egyptian mystery, right? The Egyptian information that she's included in many of her articles. And we're pulling those all together to publish a book with her. And we just selected the title the other day, and the Key of Life is what we're using, the Key of Life. And so be on the lookout. Later this year, we're going to be publishing a book with Orchun Franklin. And she is so fun to work with. She really is. Easy to work with. Yeah, and she's also a live stream show host for us. Yep. In fact, we are going to be shifting gears a bit and calling the show under a different name and shifting it up a little bit. So the last Thursday of the month, we're beginning a brand new show. I produced their show for them, Orchun and Carl Franklin, and yeah, so you're going to see some promotions about that coming out pretty darn soon. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and before I forget, Orchun, in her article, she also includes a recording of a past show, and it's a past show from when we were doing internet radio. She did a show about the planet Sirius and what Sirius brings to us, and because she included the information about Sirius in her article. And so many of you may not have ever caught that particular show. And so we include it in her article. And so I hope you guys like it. It's got some good information in there. Yep. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you for sharing, Julie. And she also says, thank you for sharing her article. It's such a joy to write for a high-powered spiritual magazine. Aw, you're sweet. And you do such a good job, too. Yeah, she's saying yay about Orchun's book coming up. And Julie, I was sharing with everybody that you were our very first author for Star Nations Publishing 3 years ago. Can you believe that? God, that's a long time. More and more books from Star Nations Publishing. Yep, we got a couple more in the pipeline too. So yeah, that's why I had to kind of shift my schedule around a bit so I could fit a little bit more energy into the publishing end. So let's see who's up next. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is the column name is the Therapy Center, and it's a column written by Patricia Heredia. And Patricia Heredia started writing for us. It's soon to be a year. Yeah. Gosh. In January, no, actually, she contacted me in December, and she says, I have an idea for a series for the magazine, and I'm hoping it's going to be okay with you because I really would like to get this information out there to as many people as I can. And so we talked about what that was, and she wanted to take a look at weight gain from a different perspective, right? And so the title of her series is what's up with that, with weight gain anyway, or something like that. And so she started that new series in January, and she really gave us a lot of good information about food and what food is really good for us, and which foods we should fit into our lifestyle more than others, right? And so she started in January. And leading up, and what she was preparing us for was this liver cleanse. And in the, I think it was May, let's see, I think it was in the March issue. In the March issue, she began the actual information for the actual cleanse. And so we were, those of us who actually did, because I did it, the liver cleanse started in March. And so we spent 2 months preparing for the deep cleanse. And so in this articles prepare us for it. She gives us the information for it. And then this May article is all about the deep cleanse of the liver and why it's important to do that on an annual basis, right? And so oh my gosh, the kind of information she has in this series is really so beneficial. It really is. It's talking all about how because all our bodies are interconnected. The energetic bodies and the physical body is interconnected, and how our physical body responds to our energetic bodies and vice versa, right? And and so when we're clearing our liver, it helps us to be healthier. That's a fact, but it also helps us to clear out the energies of fear and anger, right? Yeah, and so it's a really good article. And if you're looking at something to help you um, be more healthy, you might want to take a look at this. Now, there is something else that's going to be happening with Patricia Heredia. I've been in contact with her for a couple months now. She is actually going to have her own live stream show, and we're hoping to get it started in June. I'm saying hoping because we got a few more things that have to fall into place before we can make that, get the promotions and stuff out there. And so, yeah, she's going to have a live stream show, and it's all going to be about health, and it's all going to be about um, our mental mind and our hearts. Yeah, setting those kind of intentions and how all of this links to our overall health. And so I can't wait. Can't wait for you guys to experience it. So yeah, so we're gonna get that started. I got my fingers crossed. June, if not for sure July. Yeah, Julie's going. Way to go on the cleanse. I know liver holds anger. Yeah, yeah. Actually, it was really pretty easy. Um, I wasn't hungry at all on it. Not at all. Dealing with cravings, most certainly, but not hunger. And actually, I'm having Patty on my show next week, Tuesday, and we're going to talk specifically about the liver cleanse. And uh, and so I hope you guys can join us for that. Yep. New shows too. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy this article. And here, let me tell you a little bit. What did I rate? The liver cleanse. It's the health of our liver affects us in so many ways. Patricia shares her knowledge about the liver and how to safely and respectfully cleanse our liver. And that's a big difference between that and other cleansings products that you can get out there. This article is part 4 of a series that build to the liver cleanse protocol. She includes the protocol and suggested recipes. If you're ready to honor your body and indulge self-care, this is an article for you. And it truly is. It truly is. Yeah. All right. Can't wait for you guys to meet Patty. And I've interviewed her before, so some of you might remember her, and some of you actually know her because she's from Michigan, right? But next week she'll be on the show with me. Oh, this one's a little hard to read because of the darkness of it, but this is a article. Let's see. The name of the column is "The Witch's Cauldron," and the contributing writer is Adrienne Campbell. And Adrienne is a relatively new contributing writer for us. She's been with us for maybe 6 months, something like that. She's such a sweetheart to work with, too. She really is. She's so kind. She wrote about the title. The title of her column is Bieltina's Seduction. Doesn't it sound intriguing in itself, just that title? The Bieltina's Seduction. She explains the importance of ancient ritual of Bieltina and how we can continue this ancient ritual in modern day. She talks about the marriage, the sacred marriage of God and goddess, and balances our sacred feminine and sacred masculine energies. as it prepares us to create new beginnings. Yeah. And I think it's a wonderfully insightful article, and it's worthy of the energies of Bialtana. Now, Adrienne, one of her gifts is herbology. She knows a lot about herbs and the healing aspects of herbs and the ritual aspect of herbs. And so she always includes a recipe for whether it's teas or whether it's bath salts or bath potpourris kind of thing. Yeah. And so she always adds something like that to her articles. And she did it this time as well to help you create your own Bialtana ceremony if you so choose, right? And yes, she is Wiccan. She's a solitary witch. Um, and she provides a perspective that I think is, yeah, it's a wonderful perspective that she brings to us. She really does. I hope you guys take a look at it and read the article and get to know Adrienne, right? Yeah. There. How are we doing on time? We got 20 minutes. All right. We got lots to talk about, I suppose. Got to take a drink of water. So if you're interested in the magazine, a few years ago, we made the decision to be able to offer the magazine in many different formats. Because we originally, when we started out, it was a digital format only, which means that you could only get the magazine on your smartphone or on your tablet. And once we got once I got the hang of publishing a magazine, it's not anywhere close to blogging or podcasting. No. So once I got some experience in publishing a magazine, we chose to do other versions. And in that choice, we paired up with our partners at magcloud.com. Now, MagCloud, what they do for us is they we're able to offer the magazine as a print on demand and also as a PDF version or a web viewer. That's hard to say, web viewer version. And if you don't know what that is a web viewer version is that you have your copy of the magazine in the cloud. It's not on your hard drive. It's in the cloud, so you can read it from any of your devices as long as you can connect to your account that's in the cloud. And in order to do that, you do have to download MagCloud's app, which is free. It's a free app, and create an account so that they can store your copy of the magazine for web viewing, digital, in the cloud. And so you can look at it, you can read it on your phone, you can read it on your computer, on your desktop, or on your laptop. You can read it in your tablet because it's coming from the cloud. In the same way with the PDF, really. The PDF version means that any of your items, any of your computers, or your phone, your tablets, anything that you can download a PDF to, then you can read the magazine from there. You can also print out pages of the magazine from the PDF. So if you find a recipe that you really, really like, you can just print out that one page. Yeah, it's very helpful. But in the PDF, you also have the ability to be able to click on the links to take you, to watch one of the videos or listen to one of the audios because it's embedded into the magazine. And so you don't have to be taken to another site. Yeah, so it makes it very convenient, very convenient. And for those who like to hold on to something when you read it, like a physical magazine or a physical book, MagCloud does that with us as well. Print on demand. It does take a few days for it to happen, though. You order it, and it could take up to 10 days before you get your magazine because it's print on demand, right? Um, and when you get the print on demand version, we do have QR codes in there so that you have, if you would like to watch any of the videos or listen to any of the audios, um, or to go to any of our other sites like our YouTube channel, you can use your phone to take a picture or to read that QR code, and you can use it on your phone, and it'll take you to the YouTube or whatever the QR codes for. I know, high tech stuff, right? It's only good it's only good that we have another partnership, and that is with Elf Elm Publishing. Elf Elm Publishing is our layout specialist. They design the covers, they lay out the magazine, and what we provide from the contributing writers, the raw material. The contributing writers write their article, they get it edited, then they send their completed article to me. I prep it for layout. I find if they need a picture, I find a picture for the article. If they have a YouTube video, I make sure the YouTube video is accessible. And a lot of times I will do another round of editing, just to make sure that we have punctuation and complete sentences. That's a good thing, right? Complete sentences. So yeah. So once I do that, then I send it on to, and I call them the elves, Elf Elm Publishing. They're my elves. Um, I send the raw materials over to them, all the pictures, all the articles, um, and they lay it out. And I think they do a wonderful job. It's a beautiful magazine. I know I'm partial, but they also create the covers for us as well. And we are a really good team, and it's good because they're family too. Um, they happen to be my sister-in-law, Paul's oldest sister, and her daughter, her youngest daughter, my niece, and they do a wonderful job. Um, Angie, my sister-in-law, has over 25 years of experience of working with InDesign, Adobe InDesign. I don't understand why she doesn't freelance with them or work for them. But she has so much experience with using InDesign. I mean, for her to create something is like, wow. I tell them that they have elfin magic. And my niece, she works with the text version. And those of you that read the magazine from your phone, that's the text version layout, and this is the one who lays that one out. And yeah, and her oh my God, when other kids were out on the playground or outside swinging and digging in the dirt, she was sitting at a laptop playing with Photoshop, and that was her first playmate. Photoshop, because her older sister, was already in school, right? And so Nissa was able to learn software like that from a very, very young age, and it really shows because man, that lady, she has such a way to be able to work with photos, and she has a really good eye for layout. So that's our elves at Elf Elm Publishing, our layout specialists. And so the reason I'm telling you this big long story is because um, with the no, I'm sorry, the print on demand version of the magazine is a slightly different layout than the digital. And so literally every month, Angelica, my sister-in-law, Ange, she literally has to create 2 PDFs, one for the digital version and one for the PDF or for the print on demand version. And the print on demand version, I made a decision years ago about this is that we really try very, very hard to make sure that it's under 60 or under 60 pages so that we can keep it at or around $20 or $25 with shipping. Yeah. We could make it a lot longer, but it would just be a lot more expensive. So that's why we really have to work. Angelica is the one who creates a magic every month with that particular PDF for the print-on-demand version. Yeah. So our partners at MagCloud, print-on-demand, PDF, and web version. And for digital, we work with Apple and we work with Google. So if you have iPhone or iPad, or if you have Android, you can download the digital version as well. Yeah. So we really try to be able to accommodate however you like to read your material, right? Yeah. So, and it's fun. It's fun. I have more fun helping to create this monthly magazine, and it fits me so well. It really does, because you know what? I get that adrenaline rush in the beginning of a new issue, and there's a conclusion to it. We wrap it up by publishing on the 10th, and we've already started the new issue, so they overlap by about 2 weeks. Yeah. So, and it keeps me out of trouble because I'm so busy with it. Right. Yeah. All right. So, I think Stephanie put the links. Well, you're welcome, Julie says. Your work is so much appreciated. Well, you're welcome. Well, it's the peek behind the curtain tonight, right? It's to see, okay, so what do they really do to create that? Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. It's a team effort for sure. From the time the writers, receive their preparation email about the upcoming issue and selecting which topic they're going to write about, and finding inspiration to write for it. Working with their spiritual teams to bring forth, because they write with their hearts. They give you their life experience, their wisdom with it, and so they do that, and teamwork, right? Then we get to the editors. They're editors, and they edit that first round, that draft, and send it back, and there's rewrites, and so by the time it comes to me, it's complete in its editing, and then we move it on to the layout, and it takes some time. But it's fun. It's creative fun. Yep. Let's see. Julie is saying, I always start my articles right around my show, the third Monday. Well, good for you. Good for you. Yeah, because I know it takes time. It takes time, especially when you're adding research work to it, and it's just supporting your personal experience with the topic, and to be able to get that supportive information around it. Yep. All right. So let's see. Check the time. Okay. We have. I was going to check to see. I'm pretty sure Stephanie put the links in. Let's see if I can find them. Yep, she did. And I wonder. I don't know if she's going to be able to pin that, but we can. We can try to pin the their short links, right, to where you can go to purchase the magazine if you want to, if you'd like to get your issue. So we'll get that pinned so it's there. She's got all the links there. Excellent. Yep. Yay. She says the links are at the top. Aw. Okay. Thanks for doing that, Stephanie. Appreciate it. Makes it so much easier for our audience to be able to find that information. I don't know about you guys, but spring allergies. That's what I have going on. Spring allergies. The maple trees, they're leafing out. The buds have fallen off, and they're leafing out. It truly is spring here, and so I can feel it tonight. Uh-oh. Okay. Just want to make sure I covered everything for you guys with the magazine. Our other partners that I would like to share with you about is Magcast. Magcast, we've been with Magcast. I've been a Magcaster for 6 years now. I was a Magcaster before we even published because I had to start the relationship with them. And it took me, I don't know, I think it was 3 or 4 months before we actually published. Maybe even longer than that. It was maybe 5 months. Because I had to build our app, and I'd never done that before. it was quite an experience back in 2013 to do that. And so my partnership with Magcast has been quite a while. And Magcast are the ones who give us all the training, and they're the ones who help us to be able to convert the PDF into a digital format. And there are link between us and iTunes and Google. They are very hard working partners. I'm part of a mastermind group with them, and they're more than happy and willing to be able to critique and give me really good feedback on layout and covers and all kinds of stuff. And insights to, and they do research that I could do it, but I just don't have time to do it. And how the digital world, how many people actually use their phones? A lot, about like 90% use their phones to purchase magazines and to read magazines. Yeah. So, it's a whole new world to learn. It really is. And it's good to have partners like Magcast who are kind of like our guides, and they're fun. They're fun to work with. The two guys, the owners, hilarious to work with. And they've been in magazine publishing for a lot of years, and stepped into the digital world publishing right around, I think they might have maybe 2 or 3 years more experience than me. But they're hardworking. They really are. And they truly want to see us succeed. And so they will do whatever they need to do. And oh my God, I love their support team. Anytime I have an issue with working in their platform, their support techs are really, really good, and they're fun to work with. They're kind. They're respectful. It's not always operator error, right? Right. And so they're good. They're really good to work with. And so our partnerships are, and how well we work with our partners, I think, help us to be able to bring to you a really beautiful magazine, and one that I hope that is filled with helpful information for your spiritual growth, for spiritual insight. Many tell me that that magazine is more of a resource than many other things that they've used. And because we have such a wide variety of spiritual experiences here at Star Nations, because we're global, right? We are international. Our magazine is read all over the world. I mean, last time I looked, it was It's like India, Australia, New Zealand, of course, Canada and Mexico, Ireland, Germany, um, England, and I'm missing a couple. Oh, South Africa. We're global. And so there's many different perspectives, right, within Star Nations, and I think that's one of our strengths. And so I hope you enjoyed this time together tonight. If you're watching it with the recording, thank you so much for taking the time to do that. Appreciate it. And even if it's in the recorded version, if you wouldn't mind liking and sharing, that would really be helpful. Yeah, it'd be helpful to share the news, right? Yeah. So Tuesday night, enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night. And we'll see you back here for Communications from Home next week, which is, I think, the 23rd, isn't it? No, it's the 21st. It's my husband's birthday. I'll be doing a show on his birthday. Yeah, and my guest next week is Patricia Heredia, and we'll be talking all about that liver cleanse. So maybe you'll be able to join us for that, right? Okay. So Bama Mina in Potawatomi, that means until we see each other again. Love you guys.